Well, yesterday was the Mercury LMG, so today we should talk about the Neon Sniper. These are probably the only two neon weapons in the entire game that I think are really worth talking about. The Krypton pistol, I've never even used. I've been asked about the helium shotgun before, and I'll cover this if anybody wants to. If anybody really wants me to cover the helium shotgun, I'll make a video on it, I promise. Leave it in the comments below. But in my experience, the projectile is just too slow, and the damage isn't there, and there are a lot of other weapons that are very good. The Argon Assault Rifle is easily one of the most badass-looking assault rifles in the entire game, but it lacks the damage to warrant being picked up by a human. And then the Noble Launcher, okay, that one's actually good. I just have a personal thing against it. It's not my favorite thing. And then the Axe, Sword, and Scythes are just kind of, the Axe and Swords aren't great either. And then the Scythe is actually one of the better scythes in the entire game. But that's not saying much, seeing as scythes are still pretty. So the LMG and the Neon Sniper, the two main weapons that I think are the best ones coming from the Neon set. Thankfully, these are now expansion weapons. So if you wanna get them, you can actually you can do it just like this. You can research it. So if you want to spend some flux and weapon designs, you can get one for yourself. But today we're gonna be talking about the Neon Sniper, and how you spec this weapon is entirely up to you. There are two main ways to do it, and I'll talk about my favorite one right here. So the Neon Sniper, right off the bat, is one of the most interesting weapons in the entire game. You can not only see through walls, you can see enemies through walls like a thermal scope, but you can actually shoot through the wall, and it makes a pretty kick-ass sound while you do it. It's actually pretty powerful too. So you can see with the double headshot loadout here, it's doing 250,000 damage, and I've only got... Okay, Josh joined my lobby randomly, but with these two of us in here, it's like 250,000 damage per shot. In a good lobby with 131s on my team, it can get close to 300,000 or more. And it's fair to note that I'm actually just sitting on my soldier loadout right here. And this is the loadout that I'll be using in the video and all the footage that you've seen or will see. And it's the main loadout that I would be using normally, and that's why I use this for this weapon. Obviously, it's a sniper, and you'd probably want something like this. This is the loadout I use for the Storm King, but I tend to couple this with an obliterator loadout. I'll link the best soldier loadout and the obliterator video in the description below. I tend to use a crit build obliterator for the Storm King, but that's neither here nor there because the Neon Sniper is not exactly a primary weapon. So I'm saying I'm not using that because you wouldn't want to build a whole loadout around this weapon. The Neon Sniper is the kind of weapon you would throw on your hotbar next to like a rocket launcher or your main AR or something, and you would tend to use it for mist monsters, I would imagine. And when the defense starts and you're standing on your base, it's great because you can shoot through the walls and you can just sort of tag mist monsters for that re-perk challenge. Now, as for the perks, I mentioned there are two ways to go about it. First off, headshot. I think this thing is a great headshot multiplier. With the two headshots, it's 5x, which is really, really good. Even something extremely powerful like the Spyglass is only closer to a 3.8x. So 5 times damage for the headshot is pretty good. I mean, the base damage of 50k is pretty low, though. It does have a base 15% crit chance and then a 75% crit damage. Note that I don't have any sniper crit perks on this build, so that is actually base. So the other alternative would be crit rating or crit damage, crit rating, crit damage on this. I wouldn't specifically recommend that. It's got a pretty low fire rate. I don't know. It does shoot 3 projectiles at once, which is one of the reasons you're going to want mag size, but I don't think that's 3 chances to crit. If I'm wrong, comment below, but I just don't think this is a fast enough firing weapon to warrant a crit build, but of course the perks are there. That also said about the fire rate, I think I tried this before. Lowering the damage for fire rate isn't exactly the way to go here, because when you're using this for something like a mist monster, you want it to hit as hard as possible, and I believe it can also shoot through the riot shield, so that's nice too. But you want it to hit as hard as possible. You want it to one-shot, because if it leaves them at a sliver of a health, it doesn't matter how much health they have. If you need to take 2 shots, it's kind of defeats the purpose of, the fire rate anyway. Like, I would rather kill the target than need a second shot. But that's my opinion. You can obviously go fire rate if you'd like, or you could even throw on a mag size and then put reload speed on it. Because of the low fire rate and the amount of shots you get with a mag size perk on this thing, you're not really going to be emptying your mag very fast anyway, and if you're using a sniper, you tend to be in a safer position. So while I normally go reload, I don't think it's exactly necessary here because, as I said, this isn't going to be your primary weapon. So if you need to reload and it's a dire situation, you should probably just switch back to your primary primary and take the enemies out and handle it there. You're locked to energy. It does use the energy bullets, which this isn't really news. Anybody playing recently should know this, but energy bullets got a lot cheaper, seeing as they just took the bacon out of it, and it's 3 batteries instead of, I think it was 5, something like that. So yeah, energy bullets are nice and cheap. This is a pretty easy gun to use. I think it's a great choice. Let me know in the comments below how you feel about the Neon Sniper Rifle. I think double headshot is the way to go, but if you want to hand it to like defenders or something, maybe a crit rating, crit damage loadout might be better for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to support the channel, you should use the creator code at your next checkout. I really appreciate it when people do that. If you tag me on Discord, I will send you a Minerva heart because I really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned for some more videos and have a nice day.